Willie Hardy having picked up our CarQuest Quest for Success Award in the Pro Stock division, but now it's late model time, and here we go.
Green flags fly, and it is Pete Childs who jumps out in front. Pete ran very well tonight in his qualifying heat and appears to be headed to the front once again, leading the pack off the second turn. Charlie Knapp in car number 33 runs next. The field begins to sort itself out slowly but surely, heading for turn 3. It is car number 75, Barry Metcalf, running the high groove, challenging car number 7, John Mayberry, for the third spot. And they're headed 3 wide into turn number 1 with Herb Bennett being the man way up high in the 64. That doesn't slow him down one bit. Herb takes advantage, passes 2 cars in that high groove, and now pulls up alongside to challenge Peterson in the 17.
Off the turn they come, and heading to the line, it's still Childs, but Knapp right there. And Metcalf takes over the number 3 spot from Mayberry. Right behind him is Jerry Konopka. Konopka trying to work under Metcalf. Can't quite do it this time as they come out of turn 2.
Bim Adams now begins to make his presence felt with car number 16 as he pulls in on the rear bumper of Jim Peterson. Down on the inside is the Polish rocket, Chuck Zentarski, with the Captain's Galley car number 8. He is challenging 4 and now moves into position number 4.
So, keep an eye on the Captain's Galley machine, already up into 4th place. Bim Adams now starts to make his move on Konopka. Konopka, though, right there to hold the line and his position.
Back to the head of this class, it is still the 31 of Pete Childs setting the pace. Knapp runs in position number 2. Here comes Zentarski down low. Makes the move underneath Metcalf, brings Peterson right along with him. And Adams tries to follow suit. It appears as though Herb Bennett is slowing. He is beginning to lose some steam off that second turn, and in the process, loses a couple of spots.
As they come across the line, Childs leading the way, and now the field behind him starts to string out. Adams working his way up. Bennett seems to recover now as he is alongside Medevere, but here comes Scott Hanks, 29, moving up. Right behind him, Larry Vassar in the 78, also making his move.
And of course, the winner of the feature held over from last week, car number 22, Scott Foster, he too is trying to get to the front, and is our points leader, 21, George Greco. Childs continues to set the pace down the back straightaway, opening up a considerable advantage now over Knapp, as Childs has probably a 6 to 8 car length lead over Charlie Knapp in car number 33. Then it is back to Zentarski, Peterson, Adams, and Metcalf. 7 laps posted up on the scoreboard. 25 is the scheduled distance for the late models.
Peterson trying to hold off Bim Adams, and he's having his hands full. The 17 and the 16 going at it for that number 4 spot. Off the turn they come. And Adams is all over the back bumper of Peterson.
Tom Butler is also beginning to move up. That's the green car number 4. He started very deep in the pack, started 15th.
Into the infield, 2 of our competitors, Randall Tucker and the 9 of Vinnie Soares. And that brings out the caution.
Unfortunately, the caution flag dropped right at the moment.
The field is tight, and they wind him up, and we're underway again. Childs gets the jump on the field, and Zentarski now will challenge for second place. The Polish rocket is on the move, and Chuck has second place. Bim Adams follows right along and takes third. Tom Butler will take over the 4th spot in car 4.
Adams wastes no time in challenging Zentarski for supremacy in position number 2. We've got a couple of cars, making 3 cars coming together up in turn 4, and Larry Vassar appears to be the one who comes out of this one on the short end of the stick. So the yellow flag comes out again.
And we have a spin also between turns 1 and 2. Caution for both cars.
So impressive all year long.
No question about it.
A fellow by the name of Bobby Skinger drove that race car for 2 or 3 seasons. And Bobby decided to head south to seek his fortune.
And Barry Metcalf gets the word where he belongs, so he drops in.
In that mishap in the infield is back out with the 87, as is the 29 of Scott Hanks. And Doherty went into the pit area, came back out, and now has stopped in the infield one more time. So it looks like something mechanical will sideline Springfield's Chuck Doherty tonight.
For the restart. Here we come, and here's Russ.
Pace car is in, and side by side, green flag flies. Down to the start-finish line, it is Pete Childs with the Polish rocket, Chuck Zentarski, right there on the outside, and Bim Adams in his rearview mirror. Zentarski and Adams side by side. Down the backstretch. Adams is able to inch ahead. Zentarski stands on the brakes, trying to get that car out in front. They head back to turn one. Zentarski takes it in very deep, but Pete Childs maintains his cool, keeps the car down low. They exit the second turn, head down the back chute. Deep into turn three, Zentarski is in by about a half a car length. And as they exit the turn and cross the line, Zentarski will be scored as the leader of that one. Chuck Zentarski now inches ahead, and he manages to take over the lead, but Childs puts up a good fight right to the end. Bim Adams now forced to look to the outside. He gets up into the marbles, and it costs him a lot of track space. In the third spot, here comes Childs down low one more time to challenge our leader, Zentarski. Tom Butler now looks to the low side of Adams. Scott Foster has managed to move all the way up into the top five, as this time by we're at the halfway point.
And look at Childs gives Zentarski a battle. Just as earlier, Tim Lanigan came from nowhere to score the win. Perhaps Childs can do the job here. Here he comes, surging back next to Zentarski. They lean on each other going into turn three. And off the turn they come, and they'll be pretty much side by side right across the line. 14 down. What a race.
These two guys are really, really going at it, and you have to wonder what is going through the mind of Bim Adams at this point. He goes, okay, which one do I follow? Or do I even dare to get that close?
Here they come again. Zentarski with a little bit of an edge now at the line.
Okay, Adams made what appeared to be a good choice to go to the outside of Childs to try to follow Zentarski. But Childs is able to inch ahead, and here comes Foster in to challenge Tom Butler. This one is far from over, folks. Adams now has to tuck back down to protect his own position, as Scott Foster, who just beat him out in the race held earlier tonight, now finds himself looking down the tailpipes of Bim Adams.
Good battle going on between Greco and Butler now, with Jim Peterson sitting right there waiting for an opening. They come to the line, complete lap 17. So 8 to go, and it's still unsettled as to who's going to take this one. Zentarski looking better and better, but look out. He's got some heavy hitters moving up behind him.
Chuck Zentarski beginning to open it up just a little bit, but just as you say, Raleigh, he certainly cannot afford to take a nap out here. Pete Childs doing a terrific job holding off Bim Adams, but that may be short-lived. Here comes Adams and Foster, 3 wide off the turn. Adams Adams is the one who emerges victorious from that three-way shootout. Foster is now up into position number 3. So Bim Adams appears to be in a position where he could be a bridesmaid twice this night.
And look at Jim Peterson come surging out of turn 2. Moves up under George Greco. There's a good battle for the number 4 spot. And
5 laps remain. The 37 car has gone around over in turn number 2, and we are forced to bring out the caution. Brian McCarthy, his first night in that race car. Pete Childs.
He sure gave it a good effort, his best run of the year.
And McCarthy is also headed in with car number 37.
All right, we'll get our restart order all set, then we'll be ready to roll once again.
Scott Foster, of course, hot as the proverbial pistol after his win earlier tonight. Let's see how it all shakes out. 20 down, 5 to go. Green flag waves as they blast off of turn number 4. Bim Adams has the advantage at the line, but only by inches. Zentarski wrestles the spot away down on the inside. Here comes Foster to make it 3 wide. Off the turn down the back straightaway. 3 cars wide, all bidding for the same real estate here at Stafford. Zentarski is the man up in front, and everybody else wants a piece of that action. Peterson is now in the thick of it. Adams is there. Foster tries to find running room underneath Zentarski. Incredible driving from every one of these competitors.
Off the turn they come. Who will it be at the line this time? Still Zentarski by an inch over Foster.
Chuck Zentarski now puts the hammer down, moves ahead just a bit down the backstretch. The 22 of Foster follows suit, but a 3-way run for third involves the 17 of Peterson, the 16 of Adams, the 21 of Greco. Adams gets up in the Toolies, and Foster also gets a little bit loose. When he does, that gives an opportunity for Jim Peterson to put the 17 right up alongside.
Well, a quick shuffling of the deck there, but it's still Zentarski out front. And they'll be coming up for the white flag.
There it is. One more trip around the half mile for Zentarski, Peterson, Foster, Butler, Adams, Greco, and Bennett. They exit turn 2, head down that long back straightaway one more time, and Tom Butler moves in to challenge for second. This one's far from over, folks. Here they come. Checkered flag is out. In for the win. And trouble with Adams and the 64 of Bennett as both drivers end up almost up into the wall on the last circuit. So the 64 of Herb Bennett and the 16 of Bim Adams ending up almost up into the Armco over in turn 4, and that really changed the complexion of this one. So as soon as we get a finish to pass along to you, we will do just that. The galley machine down to victory lane and accepts the congratulations of the entire Captain's Galley crew. The West Haven, Connecticut driver in victory lane here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Chuck Zentarski headed over to the location of Raleigh Jacobs on the victory platform, so let's go trackside. Raleigh?
All right. Well, Chuck, last time we had the privilege of chatting here was way back in May 14th, if I remember right. It's been a long time, but I'm sure you're feeling good now.
I'll tell you, it was a long time coming. We had problems with the car, and we finally got it straightened out, and you might see some more coming, too.
Well, I'll tell you, Chuck, this division has gotten so competitive, any one of about 8 cars could have won this race tonight.
Oh, yeah, I think more than 8. There's a lot of competitive cars out there. Tell you, if we started up in the front, we'll hold them off. Scott Forster's been running real good lately, and I think I held them off on handling, not motor.
All right. Well, no question about it. You had it when you needed it, and that's what counts.
Yeah. It's all in the turns. There's only 2 straightaways.
All right. Anybody you'd like to thank, Chuck?
I'll tell you, I got to thank the owner of the car, Tommy DeGrand. We were down all year, and he never gave up, and he stuck with us all the way. And Tommy DeGrand, my owner, I got to give this win to him.
All right. Congratulations, Chuck Zentarski, win number 3. Victory Lane 2 would like to congratulate Willie Hardy. Willie picked up the CarQuest Quest for Success Award for his outstanding performance in the Pro Stock feature. Willie?
Well, I'd like to thank CarQuest for this award and for all the press for giving me this award. It's, it really helps out when we come back next week. We have tires and everything to buy every week, so it really helps out a lot. We had a rough run from the back. The night was pretty good, but, we had to get our way up through there. We do it every week. Have fun. It was a good race.
It was a good race on your part, no question about it. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
We'll be back.
All right, Willie Hardy. Nice going, Willie.